Alrighty, the lights we will be installing today will be for the Chevy K10 lifted high trail, and we'll be doing the MyTrickRc lights. So the first one we have is the Traxxas K5 Blazer light kit. Now I know it says it's for the Blazer, but the Chevy and the Blazer, basically, when I looked in both photos that Traxxas had, it looks like it's the same grill. So I figured it should work, and if it doesn't, we could always find a way to mod it to make the lights work. So if I end up having to change anything, I will make sure to let you guys know. But here is the Chevy light kit. We will also be doing a full rock light set. Now, as you can see, this says Bronco rock light set. Just in case you want to know, this will work with any Traxxas because all the Traxxas have the same inner fenders. So the Bronco rock light set has the 8 LEDs, and if you see the one that says Land Rover, that has 4 LEDs. So it just depends on if you want to have the fender rails, if you want to have inside the fenders to have 2 LEDs each, or if you want each fender to have 1 LED. So we got the 8 LED, and we got the Traxxas 5-inch light, sorry, not Traxxas, the MyTrickRc 5-inch light bar. And if you're going to be getting the K5 Blazer kit or the Bronco kit, you will be needing the Traxxas battery adapter piece, and no worries, it does say that in the description when you go to purchase these. So, I think the first thing we will install will be the K5 Blazer lights. So, now, to do this, I have the body off, obviously, and I do recommend getting one of these metal dishes. As you can see, it'll be able to collect all the screws. So, here is the K5 Blazer rock light set. We will go ahead and open these up. Comes with all your pieces you need, all the 3D printed parts here. You got your reverse front lights and everything, all just kind of tied up here. And then you of course have your light controller. You also have your instructions, which tells you the certain light controllers to go there to look at the install. So we will open up this baggie first and make sure that these hopefully 3D printed parts will line up. So here's that 3D printed piece. These will be for the front headlights. And as you can see here, and you look in the light buckets here, these are a pretty match-on fit, so there should be no fitment issues here. And I noticed there are no rear light buckets that they include, so I figured we would just be using the basic ones that pop up here in the back. As you can see, there's holes for LEDs, and they should fit no problem. You can always add a drop of super glue. See, look, they should fit no problem. You can always add a drop of super glue if you want, but luckily here for the Pacific lights do seem like they will work up here in the front. So be able to get this back piece to go on here. As you can see with the other side, it's not the best fit. It's kind of hard. So what I did was I grabbed this circular little bit. It's like a it's a little grinder thing. So it's like a sanding toolkit I got. You can buy them at Hobby Lobby. You can buy them at any hardware store. You can even get them at Hobby Lobby. As you can see, it's got different sanding nozzles. But basically what I did was I just put it back here in the hole and I worked it until I then found the perfect size to put them on. There. So boom. And the next thing I'm going to do is I assume that these here, these little lights here are the front lights. So I assume that these, and they come with a sticky pad, that they then go like that. And then you got the orange marker lights here, which somehow have to be able to go. These little orange marker lights here have to be able to go in here. So I assume somehow they got to be able to slide in and go, so that way they go in there and light it up. I've not yet figured out how they slide in there, but we'll have to see. When I figure that out, we'll get back to you guys. Alrighty, so I figured out how to fit the marker lights. So if you look at this bottom hole here, it aligns perfectly with where the orange light would go right here. So what I did was I took a drill bit here, and I very carefully, I did a smaller size and I went up in a size, but I very carefully drilled it out not to be too big of a hole. So that way now, these will slide in through the back. I might have to do the hole a little bit bigger, but this hole is perfect. So now you just take this and you can slide that light through the back, and let's see if it'll focus. There you go. So yeah, I just drilled that through and then basically made the hole just big enough to fit the light, but so it doesn't hit the back where it stops here, and it goes through perfectly. Next, if you want to, you can just add a little bit of glue, which I might do that, either hot glue or super glue. And then on this piece here, obviously I gotta make the hole a little bit bigger, but basically I just did these two holes right, this hole right here and up here, those two drilled out a little bit bigger, and this one down here I also drilled out a little bit bigger. So hopefully those will work, and it seems like it will, and then after that it should be an easy fit. The rest of the LED should hopefully snap into the other light buckets. Alrighty, so we finished the marker lights, the front headlights and the rear headlights, and pretty much the only thing that gave me trouble was up here. Basically was putting in these new light buckets, and I did have to use a little bit of glue. Just to attach these two LEDs, so I used hot glue. So I figured that would be a safer bet than super glue. But other than that, like the side lights here, side markers, you literally don't have to unscrew them. You just push the LED right in and it's a perfect fit. That is the same as the rear lights here. You just got to push the, You just got to push the LEDs right there in their little sockets. And boom. You snap them right in and they push right in place. There's no unscrewing, you don't have to glue, everything fits. So I kind of organized the wires. I just kind of ran them down here and zip tied them, that's it. As you can see, ran them down here and zip tied them too. I have not actually permanently put them in yet, just because I don't know where I want to put the light controller yet. But when I do figure out when I want to put the light controller, the kit comes with these things. So what these are, there's the back that has tape, and you tape the back down, and then here's where you run the zip side through. So I'll put these on the body once I figure out where I'm going to put the light controller here, and then kind of where I want all my wires permanently placed. So for now they're just all kind of loosely fitting. But yeah, it was a pretty simple installment. Like I said, if you're using this light kit for the Chevy K10, you might just have to drill out those little holes, but that's about it. Everything else is literally just push right in, and then you got to plug it in and you're good to go. So I think next what we are going to do will be the rock lights, and then once we get the rock lights, we will do the hardest part in my opinion, which is the light bar. And what makes the light bar so hard is that you want to make sure it's evenly on the body. You don't want it crooked. When I did the little 2-inch light bar for my Jeep, it's a little crooked, so I'm going to have to go back eventually when I feel like I have to go back and just do the slides, just push it back to make it even, and after that it should be fine. So like I said, that's the hardest thing with the light bars, is making sure they're even, because when they're crooked, depending on how crooked it is, it can be really noticeable. And there's no templates that comes with either, so you're just kind of free eyeing it, making sure it's the exact placement that you want. So alrighty, so now we will be doing the rock lights. And like I said, I know it says Bronco light set for the rock light set, but it'll work with any of the Traxxas because all the inner fenders are basically the same. There is the Defender one, and that just has the 4 lights, so if you just wanted to do 1 light per inner fender, the Bronco one will come with your 8, so that's going to be 2 lights per inner fender, which will give it more of a glow. It just depends on what look you want to go for and what your budget is. So these seem pretty plug and play. I'm pretty sure I don't think you have to do any drilling. It should just be as easy as just unscrewing these little things here that are just the plugs for now. And you do get your zip ties here. So these pieces I saw in here, which they don't work with the Traxxas cars, so I'm not wondering if these pieces are for if you're doing a different car build and it's just like a you don't have a Traxxas and you want to add these rock lights to another kind of car. This could just be a bracket here. So now we get into the actual lights. As you can see, you get 3 packets, and each packet has 2 of your rock lights. And then you also get this wire. Oh, here it is. So you get 4 packets that each has 2 of your rock lights. And then this is in the box, which is basically a splitter. So as you can see here, all 4 of the lights will plug in here. And then this plugs into the main light box, so that way you don't have to worry about reserving 4 spots. They all just plug into here. So we'll grab one of these out before we do the installment. And I love the MyTrickRc kit, the MyTrickRc stuff. The first light bar I ever got was for my Jeep, and that was the 2-inch light bar, and let me tell you, I have not regretted it. So, if we look, let's see if I can reposition. Let's zoom in there. So, if we look, this is an exact match right there. That is going to be amazing. So that's an exact match. You don't have to worry about drilling anything or drilling anything out. It's literally just going to be pull one screw out, snap them in, move the wires over, and you are good to go. Alrighty guys, we have finished the rock lights. So like I said, literally you did not have to do any shaving of anything. All you gotta do is unscrew these little filler cap things and then put these directly over, and boom, you got it. So like I said, I'm gonna organize all the wires once I get the light bar installed too, but pretty simple. So you can face these anyways, but where the wires came from, I faced them into the car so that way it's easier to kind of organize, and I push them up and under the bar because I figure if these were facing the other way, the wires go here and the body has potential of maybe damaging the wires over time from use. So I put them in so that way I can just go here, boom, yeah, drag under, zip tie, clean these up, clean those up, and hook them up to the light controller. And so it is amazing. You don't have to worry about plugging in all little of these 4 things. You have this splitter that goes into 1 splitter, turns it into 4 splitters. So it's perfect. So yeah, we got here. Now we got done with the rock lights, the body lights. Now it is time to do the MyTrickRc 5-inch light bar. So let's do it. Now we are into the last and final part of this light installation, and that will be the 5-inch light bar. So for this you obviously need a drill bit, and I have tape here, and you're probably wondering why. So it's hard to obviously make a light bar even when trying to actively drill. Sorry guys, I had to move my table or my chair. But anyways, it's hard to keep the light bar on straight when you are trying to drill it, or you just want to at least plant the holes. So what I came up with a method to do is, and it works, I don't know, I'd say 90% of the time, is you put the light bar on top, and then once the light bar has its attachments, as you see here, you got all your different attachments. So you want to attach it to a front bumper, like a 2 bumper and a slash, you got that. Or you even have this, which is too small to put on here, but you got this weird attachment, and then you got all these different angles for different angles you want, or you got these attachments here to attach it to something flat, so like the end there. But anyways, now back to what I was saying, is that depending on how you're going to drill this, you can do, so you put the light bar on top, and then you grab your piece of tape, and just use painter's tape so that way you don't have to worry about putting tape residue on your body. But then you center it as best as you can, and once you find where you want your holes, you then firmly press the tape down, and from there, you see it's still loose so you can tighten it if you want, but from there, you got enough flat surface now to be able to drill, and it won't move around as much, and it'll keep the original position that you have the light bar. So that's the trick that I normally use, and it works 95% of the time. There's always that 1% where you see it's a little off, and you've already drilled the holes, but that is the tips. I figured I'll share the tip with you guys, so if you guys want to do that with your own truck, or if it helps put light bars on better. So we'll go ahead and get this installed, and we'll come back once everything is installed and the wires are tucked in, and we'll see how the end result looks. Alrighty, as you guys can see, the lights are all on, everything is done. Before we actually go see what the lights look like, I would like to point something out here. Those brackets that I thought were used for if you have a different car brand, you want to put these on, it's actually not. It's meant to squeeze the LED in the middle of the fender rail and the bracket, so don't forget to put that on. Also, don't forget to zip tie that LED. So this is the time you want to pay attention to the instructions. I just tossed the instructions aside, and I was cleaning up and I found this, I'm like, oh, I should probably point that out, and that's exactly what I fixed. So this is my dad's rig. My rig is the Jeep, and I have a light bar on that, and I go at night sometimes. I'm like, I was talking to my dad, I go, yeah, if you want to go at night, you got to get a light kit. So we went on MyTrickRc, and we found the Chevy light kit, and then he also liked the LEDs and the rock lights, so we went all out for this truck, and I can't tell you, I can't tell you how much this thing looks amazing. It just truly adds to the old look. When you got the lights coming on the inside of the fender rails, it's just amazing truck with all the lights. And hopefully in the future there'll be performance upgrades too, which we will do. And my Jeep is pretty performance out, so if you want a little overview on what I did with my Jeep in another video, just let me know. But for now, let's turn on these lights. Alrighty, so you can see you got the two marker lights. You got the blinker lights here, the lights there, and then you got the marker lights and light bar. Now we'll turn off the lights and let you guys enjoy. And as you can see, you got those gorgeous rock lights. So you got these beautiful rock lights, you got your marker lights, you got the full lights in the front setup, you got your full light bar, the fender lights, which look absolutely amazing, and then if you can't see back there, you got your tail lights. And so I'm really happy with the way this truck came out. The assembly is super easy for MyTrickRc. They make it really easy to put the lights in, and it's pretty self-explanatory. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and hopefully our next video will be a night run, seeing this truck really shine at night. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any tips, tricks, or you just want to let me know about anything, or what you guys want to see in future videos, feel free to comment that down below.